I've talked about this before on quite a few occasions now, but it won't hurt to talk about it once more. So what am I talking about? The reading of good books. And there are so many good books around. Some of them, you might say, they are outstanding. They are books that sell maybe 20, 30 million copies around the world and continue to expand, and people keep buying them. You see them on bookshelves and they never grow old. People continue to read them. I'd like to refer to you one book now which I've read. I'm now on the 14th reading, which means I've read it from cover to cover 14 times. I bought it first in 2001. So there it is now, over 20 years. What's the book? Here it is. Conversations with God, Book 1 by Neale Donald Walsch. It is a bestseller. It is a book which is a bit different. No, not a bit different, very different from most books, because it is written using a process called automatic writing. The author writes questions, and God, or his higher self, or the universe, or the Buddha mind, or the Christ consciousness, or whatever you might like to call it, responds. In other words, his own deepest soul, his own highest part, responds to what his mind, his intellect, wants to know. Questions and answers. Now you might think, is this true? Automatic writing has been around for a long, long time. I would say, in fact, that most of the holy books of the world have been done this way. It's a bit like poetry. The words well up. They are not consciously thought up. They just arrive into consciousness and are recorded. I have first-hand experience of this because I've been into automatic writing since the late 1960s and have written probably a few million words taken down as a sort of dictation from my own deep unconscious. You can do that too. It's just a matter of development. It isn't something that only a few people are gifted with. If you have the particular sensitivity and the will to be able to bring it into your life as a skill, then it will happen if you want it to. But I'm getting away from the book. This book, Conversations with God, Book 1 in particular, because he wrote a series, books 1, 2 and 3, and quite a number of other books, Friendship with God, What God Wants, etc. But the first one, the very first one, Conversations with God, Book 1, is really a classic. I recommend you read it and study it. It will give you great insights to what and who you are and how to conduct your life so that you will have all the things in it that you want to have, and you will have, mostly, the main thing, you will have joy. You will have happiness. You will have contentment. Because once you start to know what you really are, other than what you think you are, your life will begin to change, and change very much for the better.